We left off with Napoleon yesterday at the height of his powers, having conquered the Holy Roman Empire and absorbed the German states and really essentially annexing much of Central Europe and or controlling it by satellite states. So we looked at him at the height of his power there, 1805. Now his power begins to wane, really starting in 1808, okay? He begins a campaign for the conquest of the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. He first sends an army into Spain across the Pyrenees Mountains because he wants to attack Portugal on the other side of Spain because they're allied to the British. And he obtains the permission of the King of Spain to do this. Now, Napoleon's troops, presumably in Spain, only to get to Portugal, start interfering with the royal family in Spain. And their goal is to cause some discord. And they succeed in doing that. Napoleon says he's going to come down and mediate and restore order. Of course, what this means is he's going to take over. So he sends 120,000 troops into Spain. They arrive in Madrid on the 24th of March, 1808. And a few weeks later, in the midst of social unrest, wild riots breaking out in the city, in opposition to Napoleon's occupation of Madrid, Napoleon appoints his brother, Joseph Bonaparte, as the new king of Spain. Okay, so he's essentially now established control over Spain through his brother. All right? And things don't go as Napoleon had planned, right? Napoleon is a believer in the French Revolution. He's a believer in the promotion of the secular ideals of the French Revolution, and it's resented by the Spanish people, who are very Catholic and very devout. And so there is all of this resistance to Napoleon that springs up, similar to what we saw in the French Revolution in the Vendée region. And there is the outbreak of guerrilla warfare all through Spain. And ultimately, Napoleon is not able to establish full control of Spain because of the intensity of the resistance to him there and the persistence of the population in resisting his rule. And this battle for the Iberian Peninsula drags on for 6 years and really just becomes a drain on resources for Napoleon because it really doesn't come to any successful conclusion for him. It also really brings down Spain's empire ultimately, because once Napoleon has ousted the Spanish monarchy, the Bourbon family, and put his brother Joseph on the throne there, many of the Spanish-speaking peoples in America, the descendants of the original Spanish colonists in South America and Central America and the Caribbean, say this is not the royal family. We don't recognize the legitimacy of this Bonaparte monarchy. And you get the introduction of the wars for independence in Central America and South America as a result of Napoleon's interference in the Spanish monarchy. All right, but that's really maybe the beginning of the slow beginning of his turnaround from a momentous conquest of Europe to something that's going to be disintegrating and unraveling.